Hello everyone! Today, I'm going to take you on a fascinating journey into a very unique industry, large-scale pigeon farming in China. It might sound small and simple at first, but in reality, this is a multi-billion yuan agricultural sector, featuring modern industrial-scale operations, advanced technology, and a massive consumer market. From climate-controlled breeding centers to spotless processing lines. Get ready to witness one of the most surprising corners of the global food industry. China is currently the largest producer and consumer of pigeon meat in the world, with a national flock of around 600 million pigeons raised annually. Each year, the country supplies hundreds of thousands of tons of pigeon meat to the domestic market and exports to other Asian countries and even to the Middle East. In China, pigeon farming has moved far beyond small family operations with just a few breeding pairs. Provinces such as Guangdong, Jiangsu, Hubei, and Fujian have developed large-scale industrial pigeon farms, raising anywhere from 10,000 to over 500,000 birds per farm. These facilities use multi-tiered cage systems arranged in long rows, equipped with modern automation. Breeding pigeons are kept in pairs, and each pair can produce 10 to 12 broods per year, with 1 to 2 eggs per brood, and a high hatch rate when managed with proper care and technical support. An interesting fact is that young pigeons cannot eat solid food during their first few weeks of life. Instead, they are fed with crop milk, a thick, protein-rich liquid secreted from the throats of their parents. Thanks to this highly nutritious substance, baby pigeons can increase their body weight by 6 to 8 times within just 3 to 4 weeks. This growth rate is even faster than that of regular broiler chickens. However, starting around day 20, the young pigeons begin to peck at food and gradually transition to a diet of finely ground grains. Once squabs reach the desired market weight, they are collected early in the morning, when they are calm and less likely to panic. Skilled handlers gently remove them from their cages and place them into well-ventilated crates for transport to the processing facility. First, the birds are hung one by one on an automatic conveyor system. They are then stunned and carefully cut at the neck to let the blood drain out, keeping the meat clean and fresh. Next, the birds pass through a hot water bath to loosen the feathers. Then, a special machine removes all the feathers quickly and gently. After the bleeding process, the pigeons move on to evisceration. This is where trained workers carefully remove the internal organs. But it's not just about taking everything out. Skilled hands separate out the valuable parts like the heart and liver, which are often considered delicacies and used in various dishes. The pigeon bodies are then washed with cold, high-pressure water to clean and cool them. Some facilities even use a mild disinfectant rinse to ensure top hygiene. Finally, each bird goes through a manual quality check before being vacuum-packed or sealed in airtight containers. The products are labeled, given tracking codes, and stored in deep-freeze warehouses ready to be delivered to supermarkets, restaurants, or exported to countries across Asia and the Middle East. Every year, the world produces over 900 million tons of fruit, and a surprising portion of that comes from tropical farms and delicate crops that can spoil within hours. How do you keep raspberries from bruising by the time they hit the shelf? Why do dragon fruit farms glow at night? Today, we'll peel back the layers and show you how nature's strangest fruits are harvested by hand, machine, and pure strategy. You've probably seen it before. Bright pink skin, green flame-like spikes. Believe it or not, Vietnam is the world's largest exporter of dragon fruit, shipping over 1 million tons every year to places like the US, Japan, South Korea, and Europe. People everywhere are falling in love with this tropical gem. Dragon fruit is a climbing cactus that needs strong support to grow. Farmers use concrete posts about 1.6 to 1.8 meters tall, firmly set in the ground. Instead of seeds, they plant stem cuttings from mature plants at the base of each post. Within weeks, the cuttings root and begin climbing. One of the most unique parts of dragon fruit farming is how farmers trigger off-season flowering using artificial light. During the dry season, they install compact or white LED bulbs and leave them on overnight for 10 to 15 days. This technique tricks the plant into thinking it's the flowering season, allowing it to bear fruit year-round instead of just seasonally. A single hectare of off-season dragon fruit can require up to 1,000 light bulbs. About 30-35 days after flowering, the fruits reach full size. Harvesting is done early in the morning to avoid the harsh sun, which can wilt the fruit's green ears. Have you ever tried a glass of chilled dragon fruit juice? Just one sip, and you'll taste that light, sweet flavor with a subtle tropical aroma that's hard to forget. It's rich in vitamin C, fiber, and natural antioxidants, which can help clear your skin, cool your body, and boost your immune system. Few people realize that these tiny, juicy raspberries are among the most economically valuable fruits in the world. In the United States alone, raspberry production exceeds 140,000 tons per year, with states like California and Washington contributing the majority of the output. Raspberry is one of the most delicate fruits to handle in the fruit industry. Unlike apples or oranges with thick skins, raspberries can bruise, lose their color, or start to rot within just a few hours, all from a single gentle bump. Right after harvest, raspberries go into a rapid cooling system at 0-2 degrees Celsius. Within 60–90 minutes, their temperature must drop to near freezing to lock in freshness and sweetness. In the sorting stage, AI cameras or skilled workers remove any damaged, moldy, or underripe berries. Then comes the individual quick freezing system, where each berry is flash frozen at -40 degrees Celsius. This ultra-cold air freezes the fruit within minutes, preserving its taste, color, and texture. When the time is right, farmers have just a 1–3-day golden window to harvest the entire field. This ensures the corn is picked at peak sweetness and uniform quality before it's transported to processing plants. The harvest is done entirely by specialized sweet corn harvesters. These machines can pick 6 to 8 rows at once, separating the ears from the stalks, stripping off the husks, and collecting them into onboard bins in a single pass. With harvesting speeds reaching 10–15 tons per hour per machine, labor costs are reduced significantly. Sweet corn is different from regular field corn. It's harvested early, contains more natural sugars, and has a shorter shelf life. That's why speed is crucial after harvest. At the factory, the corn goes through an automatic washing system to remove all dirt and debris. Then it's husked and trimmed. Both ends are cut off using modern machines that can handle thousands of ears per hour. The ears that don't meet size or shape standards are sent to specialized kernel cutting machines. The kernels are then lightly blanched in hot water, quickly cooled, and flash frozen using IQF, individual quick freezing technology. Have you ever seen a fruit covered in bright red hair but hiding something sweet and juicy inside? That's rambutan, a tropical gem that originally comes from Southeast Asia. With its wild, spiky look, soft red or yellow hairs covering the peel, rambutan always grabs attention, especially from first-timers. But don't be fooled by its fuzzy shell. Inside is a smooth, milky white flesh that's crisp, lightly sweet, and bursting with tropical aroma, kind of like lychee, but with a hint of tang and extra freshness. Did you know? South Africa, Brazil, Peru, Vietnam, and Colombia are among the world's top producers and exporters of passion fruit. In Brazil, passion fruit is even used as a natural remedy to help with relaxation and sleep. Passion fruit isn't harvested by machines like many other fruits. Because the skin is thin and easily scratched, farmers have to pick each fruit entirely by hand. The fresh, high-quality fruits are kept for sale as whole fruit. Meanwhile, fruits that don't meet appearance standards but are still tasty and nutritious are used to make passion fruit juice. Here's a fun fact. To make 1 liter of pure passion fruit juice, it takes about 20-25 fruits. And since passion fruit is naturally high in acidity, the juice is usually diluted, strained to remove seeds, pasteurized, and bottled in a sterile environment during production. A handful of walnuts a day can improve heart health, lower cholesterol, and even support memory. But why is it that some walnuts are golden, crisp, and flavorful, while others appear dark, bitter, and unappetizing? The difference lies in the production process itself. In today's video, we'll explore the high-quality walnut production process where every detail makes a difference. Every autumn, from mid-September to early November, huge walnut orchards in California begin their harvest season. But before these big trees grow in the fields, farmers place walnut seeds in moist soil to help them sprout. After a few weeks, small plants grow and are carefully looked after in trays with rich soil. When the young trees are strong enough, they are moved out and planted in the fields to grow into full walnut trees. With over 400,000 acres under cultivation, California's annual production of raw walnuts reaches more than 680,000 tons. When harvest season arrives, the clearest sign that the walnuts are ready is when the outer green husk known as the hull begins to split or separate from the hard inner shell. Instead of hand harvesting as in traditional methods, the entire process today is fully mechanized. The first step involves the use of mechanical tree shakers' specialized machines equipped with powerful hydraulic arms wrapped in padded rubber. These arms gently grip the trunk of the tree without damaging the bark. When activated, the machine generates strong vibrations at a frequency of around 200 to 250 shakes per minute, lasting for 5 to 10 seconds. This causes the ripe walnuts to fall en masse to the ground. Once the walnuts have fallen, a sweeper moves in. This machine uses a rotating drum with soft brushes combined with a low-pressure air system to gather the walnuts into neat windrows between the tree rows. Debris such as dry leaves, twigs, and dust are pushed aside. On average, one sweeper can handle between 20 and 40 acres per day, depending on the terrain. Next comes the harvester or pickup machine. It is equipped with a conveyor system that lifts the walnuts from the ground and transports them to a primary sorting unit. Here, a centrifugal fan blows away light debris like leaves and dust, keeping only the walnuts for further processing. Immediately after being collected, the walnuts are transported to the first processing facility, usually located near the orchards, to ensure the nuts are handled within 24 hours of falling. Here, the walnuts are fed into a hulling mechanical system that uses rollers and high-pressure water jets to strip away the green outer husk surrounding the shell. Then they go through another round of sorting using vibrating screens and an airstream system to remove empty or damaged nuts. Next, the qualified in-shell walnuts are transferred to an industrial drying system. This step is crucial, as it reduces the moisture content inside the nuts from around 30–35% to below 8%. The drying process usually takes 18 to 24 hours, using a steady flow of hot air and carefully controlled temperatures. After drying, the walnuts are cooled, packed into large bins, and loaded onto sealed containers for transport to a second processing facility. Upon arrival at this second plant, the in-shell walnuts are placed in large storage warehouses equipped with modern cooling systems and precise humidity control. The storage environment is maintained at a temperature of around 0.5 degrees Celsius, allowing the walnuts to be preserved for 6 to 12 months while retaining their crisp texture, aroma, and natural kernel color. After being transported to the processing facility, the entire batch of walnuts is sorted into two main categories: in-shell walnuts and shelled walnuts. For in-shell walnuts, the nuts are first passed through a rotating drum sizer, which uses holes of various diameters to separate the nuts based on their size. After sizing, the walnuts are washed again with clean water. Then, workers manually inspect the nuts to remove any that are cracked, shriveled, or show signs of pest damage. The qualified nuts are then packed into sacks, ready for export to markets around the world. Meanwhile, the walnuts that are meant to be shelled go through a more detailed process. First, they are sorted by size using a V-shaped roller system, which separates the nuts based on how big they are. Then, They go into mechanical cracking machines with rotating cylinders that apply just the right amount of pressure to crack the hard shell without breaking the kernel inside. Before packaging, workers do a final hand inspection to make sure only good-looking, golden-colored, undamaged kernels go to the packaging line. The finished products are sealed in vacuum or airtight bags to keep them crispy and fresh during shipping. Do you believe that a liver can swell to 10 times its normal size and become one of the most expensive delicacies in the world? Behind that rich, buttery, melt-in-your-mouth texture lies a farming secret that not everyone dares to talk about. Today, we'll take you inside the controversial world of foie gras, where every millimeter of liver is the result of technique, debate, and centuries of tradition. There are two main species used in foie gras production around the world, the moulard duck and the landaise goose. These birds have a unique physiological trait, the natural ability to store fat in their liver to prepare for long migratory flights. Farmers take advantage of this instinct, but under strict nutritional. Contrary to what many people might imagine, ducklings are not allowed to roam freely right after hatching. During the first few weeks of life, they are extremely sensitive to temperature, humidity, and environmental conditions. Then the geese are raised in a natural and calm environment. They live outdoors in open spaces where they can walk around, eat grass, and interact with each other. This helps them grow strong muscles and stay healthy. During this time, they eat a simple diet of fresh grass, grains like corn and wheat, and clean water. This early stage is very important. It helps their bones and digestion develop properly, so that later on, their bodies can handle the special feeding process safely and without problems. The final stage, when the geese enter the gavage, force-feeding phase, is when the housing conditions change significantly. To control food intake, limit movement, and maximize fat accumulation in the liver, the geese or ducks are usually transferred to individual compartments or narrow row-style cages. Gavage, also known as overfeeding, is the most critical part of the process. For about 2 final weeks, each goose is fed twice a day using a soft tube that delivers food directly into the esophagus. The feed is made from boiled corn mixed with water, carefully measured for maximum fat absorption. It may sound harsh, but the feeding process lasts only 2 to 3 seconds, and the equipment is designed to avoid pain when handled correctly. The people performing it are highly trained, because even the slightest mistake can ruin the entire batch of liver. In just about 15 days, a goose's liver grows from 120 grams to 600 grams, about 5 to 6 times its normal size. Once the gavage phase is complete, the geese are carefully transported to specialized foie gras processing facilities. When the geese arrive at the processing facility, they are first made unconscious using either electricity or carbon dioxide gas. Next, trained workers gently open the belly using special knives and remove the liver by hand. If the liver is pulled too hard or cut the wrong way, it can tear or bruise, and that would mean the liver can't be used or will be marked as lower quality. Immediately after being removed, the liver is placed on a chilled stainless steel tray and taken to the pre-sorting room. There, technicians classify the livers based on weight, fat content, texture, and smoothness. The finest livers, classified as grade A, are used to make foie gras entire, whole liver foie gras, while grades B and C are reserved for making mousse, pâté, or canned foie gras products. Livers graded as B or C, although not perfect in appearance, are still rich in flavor and are used to make canned foie gras pâté. The livers are seasoned with salt, pepper, and sometimes a splash of brandy or other spirits to enhance the aroma. After seasoning, the liver is finely ground and packed into small tin cans, with each can filled to a precise weight. In the culinary world, foie gras is often called the soft gold of the kitchen, thanks to its smooth texture, rich flavor, and delicate taste. Just one thin slice can elevate an entire dish. From pan-seared foie gras melting over a slice of brioche, to silky mousse served at elegant banquets, foie gras is always a highlight that reflects both luxury and respect for classic cooking techniques.